Hello everyone. We hope you're having an amazing day today. Even though Yellowstone Season 5 took a Christmas break this week, another show in the Yellowstone universe, 1923, resumed its usual schedule and released its second episode. It's been only a couple of weeks since this brand new show entered our lives, and already we feel like we know all of its characters. Thus, even the thought of giving a break for a week would upset us, which is why we are glad to have at least one Yellowstone universe show on Christmas night. We feel like the reason why 1923 feels so familiar to us is the fact that it's a follow-up series to 1883. Last year, when 1883 was first got released, we felt a similar feeling towards it as well, that weird sense of we already know these characters. In our opinion, the fact that we have been watching Yellowstone for the past 5 years and feel like we are a part of the Dutton family has been very impactful in adapting us to the new series in the same universe. That's to say, when we watch 1883, we felt like we are witnessing the adventures of our own ancestors. Do we know them per se? Not exactly. Are they strangers though? Nope, definitely not. So in 1923, this feeling is doubled since we know the characters, both ancestors and grandchildren. Thus, 1923 feels like feeling a gap with slightly familiar faces, and we love it. It's too early to claim whether 1923 will be as impactful as 1883 or Yellowstone at this point. But we have to acknowledge that the show has top-notch quality, great acting, an interesting storyline, and lots of drama. So, it has all the components of a great show already, and we cannot wait to see what will it present in the upcoming episodes. Before getting lost in the expectations for the future of 1923, let's debunk this week's episode and see what 1923 is all about. The second episode of 1923 was titled Nature's Empty Throne. Taylor Sheridan has always been pretty good at picking episode titles for its shows, as they reflect the theme of each episode in a rather poetic way. This one is also not different, as it suggests there are no rulers or kings of nature, meaning that nature cannot be controlled by human beings. We believe this is a general theme in 1923, regardless of which storyline we follow. In the Montana part of the show, we watched in this episode that Banner entered into the lands of the Duttons and attacked Jack, claiming that his animals are hungry. Of course, this was the declaration of war in the Duttons' eyes, and thus they decided to hang Banner and his friends. While his friends could not survive the hanging, Banner resisted the temptation of letting it go, and somehow managed to get rid of the rope around his neck. This means that this is not the end for Banner, and he is likely to make life difficult for the Duttons in the future. In episode 1, it was already established that Banner's reasoning was relatable, as his animals were truly suffering and the Duttons were doing nothing to help him. So we are not sure if Banner will be a true villain in the series, but it's certain that he will be one of the main characters of the show pretty soon. In the African part of the story, we once again followed Spencer's adventures. As we suspected from episode 1, his storyline is by far the most interesting one in the show. At first, we saw the right aftermath of a tiger attacking Spencer. In the end, one of the guys who was also a friend of Spencer got killed by the tiger. Spencer showed that he was a loyal friend by attacking the man who is responsible for this attack. In this scene, it was established that Spencer is a reliable, honest man who has no fear and is also very much respected in Africa, as he has a very grand reputation. After the attack, he returned to Nairobi, where he got physical treatment for his wounds at a hotel that's very obviously servicing exclusively white people. There, he met a woman named Alexandria, who approached Spencer knowing this reputation as the lion killer beforehand. Their attraction was immediate, as Alexandria was sharing Spencer's passion for adventure in life. However, there was an obstacle. Alexandria has engaged to a wealthy man already, which was obviously an arranged marriage that was basically a business deal for her father. And yet, she wasn't loving him. Then, when we were just feeling sad about the situation, the thing that always happens at Sheridan's productions happened. Alexandria acted unrealistically and left her fiancé, family, and friends for a man she knew for like 5 seconds. Elsa was acting this way back in 1883, and we were always struggling to understand how a woman of such a conservative era could have such impulsive actions. Similarly, we are struggling to sympathize with Alexandria in 1923, as we don't understand her line of thinking. At one point, she seemed like she accepted her fate, and then a second later she was running after Spencer, begging him to take her with him. Of course, it was presented as if she was looking for her freedom, but in reality, she seeks her freedom from yet another man, and we never get the appeal in running from one man to another. This is a very surface-level feminism that we find difficult to be on board with. That being said, we believe watching Spencer falling in love will be so much fun, as it's already very obvious that there will be lots of angst, yearning, and passion between the two. Last but not least, we once again witnessed the events in the boarding school, which is by far the most heartbreaking storyline. From sexual harassment to violence, bullying, torture, and assimilation, the school is nothing but hell. To Tiana Rainwater's story is a must-watch for sure, as she has a truly rebellious soul who never gives up on any circumstance. That being said, we are not sure how long she can stand all these bad conditions. The girls in the school are basically being trained to be housewives and even servants, and are expected to eat rotten food, and all these happen under the name of God. One of the nuns even admitted verbally that she made a vow to kill the Indian in these girls, and she would do anything for that purpose. What a monster. In the meantime, Tiana's poor grandmother is trying to get custody of her granddaughter, but the bureaucracy is far from being helpful. We cannot wait to see how the story of Duttons will merge with the story of Tiana. What are your thoughts on 1923 so far? Which storyline is your favorite? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.